All right, welcome back. Just a very quick recap of what we did in the last video. In the last video, we built and implemented a very simple gameplay mechanic, and that mechanic is then for each one of these little tacos that we eat, we were reducing the player's walk speed or maximum walk speed in a linear way. And there's some problems with that, right? So watch, as I eat a couple more of these, I slow down, that's good. And then, I'll go to eat this one, number 6, and I'm stuck. And so that's a broken game. And that's not something we want. So what we want to do now is kind of programmatically have a way to have many of these different tacos that we can place around the level, not having to worry about how many we placed, and still have the same type of mechanic where the player slows down, and maybe even have a few extra little features thrown in for good measure. And it's just a generally good practice, right? But again, just to remind you that you could go off and design a level and white box a level that includes some more jump puzzles or any of the other things you're thinking about, and then manually set that this reduction value here in the player controller, and just kind of work that out on your calculator or in your head, and then say, hey, like, guys, you want to play this game and see what they think. That's totally okay too. But in our case, let's go ahead and make this a little bit more advanced. So I'll jump over into Paint here and talk about what's on my mind. So this is on my mind, this graph. So what I'm thinking about here is I'm thinking about the player's speed kind of being something like this. That should be white, whatever. I want it to be something like that, right? And so in the y-axis we have speed here. So this would be the player speed, and then here would be tacos eaten. So this would ideally not be a certain number, right? We wouldn't be saying to ourselves, well, at some point when we've eaten six of our tacos, then that's it. It's all over. We want to have this be a variable amount, right? So it's some amount of tacos, however many tacos that we place in the level, and that's kind of the key thing. So this is what we want to do, and this is what I think we'll do. I'm pretty positive we'll do it, hopefully without too many hiccups along the way. But how to do it? So I guess one of the things we don't want to have anymore is we can take away this part of the blueprint because we don't need it. And so if we look at our player character blueprint, I mean, it makes sense that we would want to put this, a lot of this code inside this: when we collide with food, increase our score, destroy the food, slow down the player. So that might be your first reaction. And your first thing is to say, well, let's do it all here. And you can definitely do that. In my case, though, one of the things I'm interested in is, we could be in a world where we have quite a few of these. I mean, we already do. I'm going to take some of these out, actually, so that I get a nice little number like 6, right? So we have 6 of these here, and as we place more, we want to be able to adjust that relationship based on each one that you eat. We want it to reduce your speed proportionally, and so, in a way, I actually think that this will be easier for us if we handle at least some of the logic inside of these individual, this actual actor, this taco actor. And also, I'm interested in putting more in the taco actor than just this spinning thing, right? So let's open up our taco actor and let's think about something for a second. So the first thing I want to do is, I think I want to when all of these actors are, or when a single actor is placed in the level and the level is played. Let's do begin play. I want to kind of be able to know every other one of my brethren, right? Let's just say I want to know about every single other taco that's out there. And why do I want to know that? Because I have this other idea, and I'm going to make a variable, and then you'll get what I'm talking about. And I'm going to call this variable calories, right? And I'm going to make it a float. So I have this other idea that it would be very cool, I think, to be able to have tacos of various calories. So different. Think about a taco with a ton of calories. It's got like double cheese or something. And so you could, as the game's progressing at different levels, you could say, well, this taco is worth so much, but it's, got all these toppings and it's super big. And if you eat it, it's got so many calories, it's going to slow you down a lot. So this adds a whole new level to the strategy. And so I love the idea. So I'm like, we're going to do this. So we've got calories here, and then each taco can have a, exposed value for calories that we can set directly in the viewport, directly in the editor. So I like that. But anyway, sorry, back to my event begin play. I'm going to use another node that's super high frequency. So drag off, and we can say get all actors of class. And super high frequency, you see it's got a star because it's used so much. So get all actors of class. So this is the first time many of you are going to see something called an array. And so I'll take a second and I'll describe it. But first, if we want to select a class, we're going to go ahead and select that BP taco. So what this will do is when we start, it's going to run this get all actors of class node, and the output is an array. So what is an array? It's basically a structured list, and it's an ordered list, right? So this could be, in our case, it's going to be a list of all of these objects, all the taco objects, BP taco actors, all of them. And has many of them that it's able to find. In fact, all of them in the current level. So it will get all of those, and then we can do stuff with it. So what are the things that we want to do? So I'm thinking, since we're iterating through all of them, let's see. It wouldn't be a terrible idea, and this doesn't have to be perfect, but it wouldn't be a terrible idea for then every single taco to have some awareness of the total mass. So like all the total calories, let's say. So let's name this total taco calories. Okay. And so this value, I think we'll just use it as a way to calculate, and this will make more sense later, but this value will be a sum, essentially a sum of all the calories on the map, all the tacos. And so what do we want to do? So normally once you get all actors of class, you want to do what's called a for each loop. And if you've done any JavaScript programming or any programming whatsoever, you understand like what a for each loop is. And what a for each loop is going to do is it's going to go through every single item in the array. Let's type for each. And then it accepts an array. So it will go through every single one of those. And for each one, you can do something. And the thing to do is called the loop body. And then when you're done, when it's done looping through all of those, in our case, our actor, there's 6 of them. So it'll go through this loop body, whatever we put here, it'll go through that 6 times. And just to show you, let's do this print string. And then, I know I said never do hello, but I'm going to just do it. We should get a string of 6 hellos when we press play. No, actually we should get a lot more than that. Why is that? Yeah, because we went through all of those actors, and then all those actors went through themselves. So, right, so we had 36 of them, right, because we have more than, so if we only have one taco, just to prove to you guys I know what I'm doing, and we press play, we only have one. we have 2, we should get 4. There we go. See? So anyway, it's looping through that. How would we do that? Oh yeah, we'd go like this. We could drag off the array and we could say we want to get the length of it, right? And then instead of loop body, when we're done, print string, and then this will give us the length. So this should actually say 6. Yeah, 6 times, right? Excellent. Okay. Forget I did that, but it is working. So with each of these, what I want to do is I want to set I want to get the total mass. I think that's the first thing, and that's why I'm doing this for loop. I'm not just doing a for loop because it's a habit every time you do get all actors of class, although you generally will do these two things together. So I know I want to set that. So at the end of this, well, I want to keep setting this, value here. And so because we have something called calories, it's now on all of these, I can say, actually, what I want to do is for each of these array elements, so these are the elements in the array, those elements will be individual objects that are, in this particular, array that gets created when it's going through and it's finding all the taco actors, right? So it'll put them all in this ordered list, and then out of that ordered list will be a single, each single element, and we'll go through each one at a time. Array index is just the index, and it starts at 0. So array index of 0 will be the first actor that it finds, and then, all the way up to 5. So if we go ahead and go to array element, we should be able to look for calories, right? So I said get calories. So for each one of those, it's going to get calories, and then we're actually going to need to add that to the total calories. So I'm going to get this. Okay, and then that becomes our new value. So really what we're doing is summing. We're just summing. So we're taking the individual calories that are set here. I think default value should be something kind of fun, like whatever. It doesn't matter, but we do 100 instead of 0. So what this is doing is it's going to take the whatever value we have set for calories for each one of the actors that it finds here, and for each one of those, it's going to take calories and it's going to add that to the total, which the first time around is 0. So it'll just be then set that as total calories. And then the second time it goes around, it's already got this value of whatever the prior index was, or that particular element, and it's going to add that. So really all this is doing is just adding up the total. And now to make sure that we have at least this logic working right, when it exits this for loop, it'll run this completed node. So if we say print string, we want to print a string. And let's print not this here, because if we print this, I think it'll just print it a bunch of times. It shouldn't, but let's just be totally sure and say get this value that we've been setting all along, and then print that. It still is going to print it 6 times. We have it running 6 times. So actually, I don't need to do that. I can make it nicer like that, because we have 6 tacos. Sorry. So it'll print this 6 times because they're all in there together. But if we play 600, 600, so we get the total printed for each single one of these. It's essentially printing out all the calories that it finds, right? And so if we took this taco and we said, well, and you notice I made this public, but we took this and we said its scale is 222, so it's very big, and it's got twice the calories. What do we expect to see here? Yeah, 700, right? So now what this is doing is, in a sense, it's giving each one of these tacos a view out into the world and able to say, hey, I know how many calories I have, but I also know what the total amount of calories are here. Let's bring this back to 111. Okay, very cool. And you could go way overboard here, right? Because you could even take taco and it's got a scale of 0.5. You could set the value of calories based on, you know, the scale that the taco is set to, but I'm not, that's again, I think overboard, especially because we haven't, you know, really fully tested all this. And now what I want to do is, I think what I really want to do is, and I kind of feel like I can justify this, is within this taco blueprint, I also want another variable. On this variable, I think I'm going to be really literal here. Amount to reduce walk speed. Okay, so I'm setting this this float as my amount to reduce walk speed. So we're going to need to do a little bit of blueprint math here to set that. Since I know my string works, we can remove that. Okay. So how to do this? So if I want to know the amount to reduce walk speed, then I need to know what my walk speed is. And the way to know what my walk speed is to get it from my player character. So to get it from my player character, I have to cast to it. Okay, so this is the logic that happens, and I think I want you guys to get used to. So we say cast. We know it's called BP underscore player character, and I select it. And so what do we want to cast as? So when you're dealing with player characters and you're dealing with objects, generally the easiest thing to do is just get the player pawn. So if we type player pawn, again, high frequency, it's got the star. That should allow us to do something. So we compile, boom, we get the little check box. We know things are going to be okay. Okay, so now that I do that, what am I interested in? As player character, I am going to go ahead, and I know that I'm storing this. I'm basically trying to get my maximum walk speed here, and I know I store this in my character movement. So if I type character movement, there we go, and we see it here in the variables underneath character, get character movement. Okay, so I have this, and then from that, I want to get my max walking. Okay, get max walking speed. Okay, so I have now a way to get my max walking speed. So what do I want to do from here? So total taco calories, I want to take this. So what I want to do, because I'm interested in this amount to reduce walk speed. So let's go ahead and throw this here and say set. So at the end of this whole thing, I want to know, like, how much should I reduce my walk speed? And that's on a per taco basis. Right, and you can do this in the player character. In fact, I think it's probably better to do it in the player character, but this is just the way my mind is working right now. So, and it's okay. We can do this on the taco. It's not as much, you know, it's a little extra calculation, but it's so minuscule in the grand scheme of things that it doesn't matter. So how do I get to that? So I've got this max walking speed. So what do I want to do? Well, I definitely need to, so I need my calories, I know that, and then I have my total taco calories. So I need a relative, you know, I need calories relative to total taco calories. So that, if I drag off here, I can hit the / and I'm going to divide, right? Okay, I got this. So let's do something that's not so strange. Okay, this will be fine. So if I divide these two, so I divide total taco calories by calories, that will give me relative one. And then all I need to do, okay, I got this, right? All I need to do here is now take my max walking speed and this relative calories and times them together. And right, this is basically saying, okay, I'm going to reduce by this %. Like, here's what I do. If you eat me, I reduce by this much. And this is the amount, right? So, what do we want? Float times float? Yes, we do. Right. Okay, and then we plug this in here. Okay. And then cast is successful. This is ugly. It's kind of ugly too. Okay. This is not the best looking blueprint, but it's not so bad. Okay, so lastly, let's just print. All right. Print string, and we want to print this amount to reduce by. And so what this will do, looking through here, and I see a problem. I don't know if you see this problem, but I see this problem. This is not good, because if we look where our loop is, we're doing this within the loop body, and we don't want to do that. In fact, where our problem is in this set, right? We're flowing directly out into casting to the player character. We do not want to do that. In fact, let's move this down. Actually, we can move a few more of these down so it'll be a little bit nicer. Okay, there we go. We want to perform this action when we've finished our loop. This action meaning when we finish the loop, we've set our total taco calories, and then when we're done with that, we want to go ahead and set this amount to reduce walk speed variable. We don't want to do that every single time. So if we compile and then we play, we get a big number, which is not what we want. Sorry. That is not what we want to be storing. We would end up reducing our walk speed immediately. Oh, that's why. Sorry. I said relative calories. I don't know why nobody caught me on that. Maybe you did, right? Calories divided by total calories. That's the right amount. Okay, now let's play. Perfect. So we get 100, and we get it 6 times, right? So that's every single one of these tacos saying, okay, if you eat me, I'm going to take away 100 of your walk speed. And so what do we think is going to happen if we make, back to our earlier example, we say that this one is now 200 calories, double cheese, and we play, and look at that. So if you saw that, I'm going to actually pull it up here. So 171.4, and the rest of them are all, 85 and some change. So what this will do is, and it's working. So if we go ahead and we bring this, put it back to 1, and then calories is 100, I'm going to save. Always do that. Right. So now I have one more thing to do. And that thing is, I'm just storing this variable inside of our blueprint, our taco blueprint, right? So what I would like to do is I would like to go back to our player character here, and when we've run over or collided with a particular taco, I want to know how much I should be reducing the walk speed. And I want to know how much I should be reducing the walk speed based on the taco that I collided with. And since we're storing that value in the taco, we can grab it, right? And since it's what we are overlapping, we can do all of that here. And so I guess in the end of the day, this is not such a bad solution. So how can we do it? So I definitely know I don't want to destroy it before I get to call some things on it. I definitely know. Okay, so we want to increase our score. We do that. Whatever. So let's cast it. Cast BP taco. Cast. It's getting late. Okay. Cast BP taco. The object is, what we run into there, which is that one. So that'll work. I'm pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, it will. And then as that, we now can grab that variable. So just start amount. Okay, get amount to reduce walk speed. Yes, okay, we're almost done. I'm going to put this destroy actor down here just for a second. And what do we need to do? Set current walk speed. We need to get our current walk speed. So we're setting it there. So let's get our current walk speed. And then we want to take current walk speed and we want to reduce it. Right. So we want to take the current walk speed, reducing it by this amount. See how clean that is? Fantastic. And then don't forget, we actually want to set this value here, just like basically exactly what we did up here. Set our current walking speed, and that will be that new value right here. And right, but set current walking speed? No. Yes, okay, we're missing one final thing, right? This guy here. So if we do character movement, let's grab that. Character movement component. All right, and then max walking speed. Right, you can do that and set that. So we're kind of doing this twice, but that's not so bad. Let me make sure I'm not duplicating anything. So amount to reduce, current walking speed, take that, set that as the new one, right, and then set our new max walking speed to be that one. Oh, and yeah, destroy the actor. Okay, it's getting a little long, but it's not too bad. I mean, it's readable. So let's try this. So what should happen is I should stop at 6. So I'm slowing down. I definitely am. 2 and 1 stopped. Okay, that was already working. And so, well, let's try it just quickly, adding a new one. And so what should happen is I should be able to get all 7. And I should linearly slow down. In this case, because each one is 100 calories. So I eat that one, gobble, gobble. Grab that one, and slowing down. I'm still good. Perfect, right? And I'll stop here. Nice. So what we've done is not only are we now able to have some, large, random, totally arbitrary amount of tacos on the board here, we've made our computer, our game engine, do a lot of the work in terms of allowing us now to basically later on we can focus on our level design. Oh, cool. And not have to worry about resetting values and getting discouraged by doing that. And not only did we make a linear relationship, we didn't actually, because if we want to make this 200 calories and make this larger, we now have a way to say, hey, listen, if I eat that one, I'm going to slow down, proportionally to the number of calories that it has. And we still, are in a situation where we can actually kind of realize the mechanic. And we've got a lot more options available to us as level designers, and you start working with people, and it clearly opens the field to quite a bit more. So I hope this was helpful. I hope it was worth your time. I think it was. I think in the next video, something that I think we'll focus on is, at least for the next couple of videos, is I feel like we can do a little bit of level design, but you should be able to understand, okay, this is how I may, place and move objects. You can go back to the very first video of the class if you want, and learn about that. But I kind of want to go into AI. So I think the next couple of videos, what we're going to do is we're going to make an enemy that has a little bit of perception, that's able to chase you, especially because if we're this far along, I think that's just going to give us more tools in our gameplay framework to be able to use. So hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys soon.